cry. Louis C.K., R.I.P. R.I.P. to comedy. He's the latest addition to the oops, wrong fuck pool I've been trying to create, where you bet on who's next. The apology is not as real as the accusations. It doesn't feel as authentic, which is bad. And to me, if you haven't actually read the story, then you better read it and get the crusade out of your fucking head. You would realize that Louis' behavior, while it's not normal, it's not fucking rape or assault or whatever you want to call it. This guy has a fetish that was revealed to the public, and now it's bad for business. If you took any random celebrity and shined the light on them like that, then you could destroy anybody's career. That's what this proves. That's all this proves. That if you were a scumbag for a certain period of your life at some points, but you didn't do anything illegal, if you just were an asshole, then it's over for you. Nothing else matters. All networks have cut ties with him, because 1 second of bad publicity it won't do. We might lose one viewer or $1. Show of hands, and I know it's going to be. I know I can't see you, because I know it's going to be 0. The spoiler alert: the answer to this question is fucking 0, unless I'm living on a different fucking planet, which I guess I am. How many people give a fuck if Ridley Scott's new film has Kevin Spacey in it? Like, are we this traumatized by the sight of an actor that you've seen in a million other things? We have to take a magic eraser to this fucking movie that's coming out soon. They have to reshoot the whole thing. What's the point? He's barely recognizable in the trailer. It's like, how are you going to erase Louis C.K. how is Netflix going? Is George Lucas going to come in and redo the whole thing where it's just an empty stage and a floating mic, or it's fucking young Anakin or some shit, or then people are laughing at no jokes? Is this what's going to happen to comedy, to this comedian? If I'm just thinking about me, if I'm just being completely selfish, his jokes are worth a few actual rapes, and he didn't even touch anybody but himself. That's the story. If there's anything good about erasing actors from shit that they just did, it's that Christopher Plummer is gonna get more work. There's that. But not for long, because they're gonna get him too. Believe me, they're gonna get him. They're gonna get that other guy who looks like fucking Ian McKellen. They're gonna get every last man in Hollywood before they get Bryan Singer. This pedophile the host of late night finger puppet theater at his mansion who fucks kids in jacuzzis. The one guy everybody knows is a pedophile. He's the head honcho of pedophiles. I'm waiting to feast on his fucking head. Look at his face. I just want to crush his fucking face with a hydraulic press. And the accusers are crying about Louis C.K. having power over them with his dick, like it's a fucking magic wand, and this is Harry Potter. If Louis C.K. had actually forced a woman to sexually engage with him, that's one thing. If he blocked the door or otherwise coerced her with ill wills like Harvey Weinstein, then consequences. But when a comedian humbly asks, "Do you mind if I take my dick out?" on a whim as part of some fucked up fantasy, I am less disturbed by that than I am disturbed by our instant conviction of this talented and valuable comedian. When you can get dropped like a hot potato by every name and face in the business over one character flaw, this means that anybody can go down with a single accusation. There is no burden of proof anymore. That's the problem. The problem with being a comedian now is that once you apologize for anything, it's really hard to be funny again, because you're afraid of what you're going to say next and then pinning you down again. If you actually commit a crime, you're not coming back no matter what. But this shit, if you didn't do anything illegal, he wasn't even being a dick about it. The guy asked. He asked politely. Can I be a sick fuck for a minute? Like, what more do you want? In the context of the systemic issue of accidentally falling on top of little boys in Hollywood, you're gonna throw him in the same pig pen? If the story played out the way exactly it was told, then the way they want us to react is bullshit. People have given Louis C.K. props for at least being honest and not the least bit sleazy about his apology. There was no big coming out of the closet moment, no OJ if I did it tidbit. Plain spoken regret was all there was. I've seen my fair share of homeless men jacking off in alleys. It's a regular occurrence in many American cities. Most people don't even ask permission. It's like, what could Louis have done to be more accommodating? Oh, and one more little detail. These so-called victims agreed to go to his hotel room with him. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Are you seriously telling me that you could not grasp the implications of that? These are the dumbest victims I've ever heard of. Like, are you this naive? Were they like, so, what are we gonna do, Louis? Play Scrabble? Have a pillow fight? It's like going on a date to KFC and being shocked that we're eating chicken. Huh? Daddy, how could you? You were my hero. I thought you were better than this. This isn't vegan. And you'd be like, shut up and eat, ho. I'm on a budget. If Louis C.K. asked me to go to his hotel room with him, I would say, sorry, no homo. Thanks for the offer. Now, if he continued and said, I can make a phone call to get you a movie role, I'd be like, go on. It's like, oh, and he's like, oh, all you have to do is watch me jack off. Like, oh shit. No audition or anything? Thanks, Louis. You're the best. Unless Louis was literally blocking their exit, they could have walked out. Now, to be fair, there was word of a text message. It's the one detail that may hint at something, in which Louis apologizes for shoving a woman in the bathroom, and then she replied, you didn't do that. And I was like, oh. But that's the only thing that's left unresolved. As far as we know, it could have been it could have been anything. The power... Here's what he said. Quote, the power I had over these women is that they admired me. So this is a new thing you say. People have power now in the bedroom. It's like you're a fucking Roman emperor. If you're a celebrity or somebody who's accomplished anything in any field where you have fans, their admiration is your power. Like, I'm sure Louis was told of this at the time, of his untapped reserves of king godlike status. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry I'm not the fucking role model you saw me as when I was doing on stage for 60 fucking minutes. The principle that women have no say in their sexual situation is so fucked up, and I would hope that women would find that insulting. And if you do, start taking charge when shit like this happens. Your admiration for somebody's body of work does not imply anything more than that. That's your shit. Don't put it on the entertainer. They don't owe you anything. We hold celebrities to these expectations that even some wino Miss Piggy back alley slut who should be working at Applebee's named Amy Schumer gets phones shoved in her face as she's walking down the street. I watched your special on Netflix, you owe me! And these freelance tree-climbing window peekers with no life. And I have to defend Amy Schumer from that shit, because fuck the fans. Fuck them, they're worse than the celebrities. Bunch of entitled stalker weirdos. Don't expect anything more than what you pay for. He's the entertainer, you're the entertained. Off stage, you're just two lonely fucks. Or three, or however many were in the room. He's a comic. He's not your dad taking his dick out. The amount of ego and conceit it would take to see yourself as a potential father figure to every female comic you want to bang. When you think about it, the humble request, can I please just masturbate for a second? It's just an offer. It's dumb, but say something. Say ew and leave. I was paralyzed. It's like I couldn't move. It's a dick. It's not gonna bite you. It's not a fucking venomous snake. It's a fucking dick. Took my dick out on my own reflection today and started crying on the floor about rape and shit. I was like, oh shit, what? It's like, you might as well jack off to your own reflection now, because that's the only person nowadays that doesn't snitch to TMZ or get for some free publicity because you're a pervert. That's the problem with this apology. It's as if Louis C.K. is embracing how important he must have been to these girls, and he's just coming to terms with it. And I say girls because real women don't scream and cry and run to the press at the first sight of an ugly dick. To be fair, it's Louis C.K.'s dick, so I can't attest to its level of hideousness. Like, did it temporarily blind you? Like, it burns! Must have one ugly pecker. And he says, asking them to look at your dick isn't a question. It isn't a question. What else do you ask them? A riddle? It's like, what's red and curly and stinks like a pig's asshole? Any guesses? I give up. Whips it out. Ta-da! No. It's a predicament for them. That's what he says. Oh, it's a predicament, alright. As if these women were so head over heels over him that they wouldn't appease him. Come on, you Mexican Jew fuck. Everyone is pretending this is the same sort of menace as a pedophile or serial rapist, when we're really just losing our sense of humor. Do you understand this? And no matter what, when, and how the accusers thought about coming forward, they should know by now it's not a career booster. Nobody knows the names of these accusers, and they never will, and they know it, and that's why this was their last stab at trying to nail him. Well, now at least. Then not so much. I don't feel bad for Louis. He's an asshole. I feel bad for comedy. I feel bad that if he ever comes back from this, he's gonna go all soft on us. No pun intended. But that's about me. That's my feeling. You can't laugh at shit anymore. It doesn't take courage to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't be so forward if you're trying to get some ass. People have kinks. They do weird shit. Know the difference between something disgusting and something evil. If you don't like what you see, get your shit and walk away like everybody else.